What's up, everybody? It's Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to Track Walk episode 78 in MX Simulator. And today I am doing another requested track as Hangtown has been pushed back 1 week in Sim, so we're going to just kind of delay it. I know that kind of sucks. I could actually play the track, but you guys wouldn't be able to download it, obviously, especially now with the new paid membership thing, until after the track was actually released to the paid members, and then you people that did not end up paying would then have to wait an extra month to get the track anyway. So I'm just going to wait till next week to do Hangtown. But for now, I'm going to do AV Motoplex because it was requested and because I have a good story about this track, actually, as it is a real-life track situated in the high Southern California desert. I think... Don't want to name the exact city that it's nearby, but it's it's in a city called Antelope Valley, but there's another bigger city nearby it. I just can't remember the name of it. And I've been to this track before, twice. I don't remember the first time hardly at all, but the second time was, I want to say 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it was the race that I classify as being the hottest race that I've ever raced in real life. It was raced the 450 intermediate class that day, and the temperature was an astonishing 115 degrees, and we did two 20-minute motos, and it was a hot one to say the least. And fortunately, my dad's friend had brought his motorhome out there, so we were able to cool off in the motorhome right afterwards. Others were not so lucky, but the track itself was pretty fun. I'm not a huge fan of the jump, jump, turn kind of motocross style tracks, but this one was a little bit more fun than others, I think. It was kind of got a little sandy base to it, but as you can kind of tell from this track, it's more or less a wide open track. There's some very long arcing corners and then some tight U-turns and then just big jumps back and forth, and I was able to do every jump on the track no problem. So one of those cool situations like that. But yeah, all I remember about that day was it being hot as hell. It was very, very warm, and it was pretty much warm all day. I think we woke up because we got there like the night before the race, and then we woke up in the morning and it was already mid 80s, I think, is what it was when we woke up, and then it got over 100 by like 9 a.m. So it was a hot one, but it was an enjoyable race. Despite it being so hot, I never got dehydrated and never got heat exhaustion or anything like that. And lasted all 20 minutes plus a lap in both motos, no problem. I don't remember where I finished, but I think I got third overall on the day. So it was a fun day, even though it was scalding hot, which is typical of the high desert tracks, like Racetown 395 is one of them. Comp Edge, which most people know is a Southern California track that most pros ride at, that's in the high desert as well. LACR is in the high desert. Let's see, well, they used to have an Adelano Grand Prix in the high desert. Mike Alessi is from the high desert. I think Blake Baggett is also from the high desert as well. So just names that you guys probably can't associate too much with the location if you are not from California, but I know quite a bit about what we call the high desert here in California, and it's a very interesting location, but it does have a lot of cool different tracks on it. You get to it basically, if those of you that may have been to California before or have been to the more popular tracks in California, like a Glen Helen, you get into the high desert by taking the 215, or Interstate 215, sorry for those viewers of you that are not Southern California natives. We say the 215. Everybody else on Earth apparently says I-215. You take I-215 past Glen Helen, northbound, as if you're going to Las Vegas and you're leaving LA County, going to Las Vegas. And you crest over the top of this really high ridge. I think the elevation goes from almost sea level, or maybe a couple hundred feet above sea level, to about 3,500 feet, and then you end up as soon as you get into the high desert, you're about 2 miles from Comp Edge, and it's just off to the left after you pass a Pilot gas station. I've been to Comp Edge numerous times in my life, so I could pretty much drive there in my sleep. And then Yeah, there's a lot of other tracks up there. If you go way more west than that, that's when you run into LACR and Antelope Valley Motoplex, which is the one we're riding on right now. I don't even know if I've said the name of this track yet, but that's what it is, Antelope Valley Motoplex, AV for short. Adelano is closer to Comp Edge, but still maybe about 20 minutes past it, and then Racetown 395, which is another track that I've been to before, is just past Adelano, I think. So there's a lot of different tracks up there, and they're all kind of on the way to Las Vegas, except for LACR and this track AV. I'm sure there's other tracks up in that area too. There used to be another one, but I can't remember the name of it at the moment. I'm sure all of our Southern California high desert natives will tell us more, but you can always let me know in the comments. And in Sim, the track itself is built pretty well. This is actually my first time riding it, so hoorah. But I think it's a pretty fun track in Sim. From what I remember, it's pretty close to the track that I rode, except for a few changes in the switchbacks that are going kind of like vertical to the track. Like this is what I would call lengthwise or horizontal to the track, is these straightaways, but the ones that I was just coming out of just now, those were a little different when I raced the track, but as I said, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, so it was a long time ago. And I'm sure that those sections are quite a bit different now. I can't seem to get that triple out. I wonder if you're supposed to triple in there. And this track has actually been used for a couple different like fun races. Used for those dead meat fun races a little while ago, and then some other stuff. But a lot of people seem to like it, which is cool. A lot of the newer motocross generation people like this jump turn kind of thing. And like I said, it's not my favorite thing, but this is one of the few tracks that I kind of had an exception to, that I actually enjoyed riding and racing in real life, and I'm kind of enjoying playing now. So how about that? Actually, it's kind of funny because I'm taking a look around at the skybox, which is off the actual track map that they lay out, and that's like pretty accurate. There is a Fairplex right across from it, looking right in front of me just then. We parked in between the Fairplex and the racetrack when I went, and yeah, so the parking lot's just off to the left there. It's kind of unique. They must use like some sort of Google Earth image references to build the skybox for this track, because that's accurate. Right across the way is the Fairplex, and some other like big factories nearby and stuff. So that's cool. A lot of detail put into this track. This is a track made by Mototank 14. I haven't mentioned his name yet, but that's who made it. Didn't give credits to anybody. He definitely used some other people's decals from what I can tell, and probably used some other statues, but that's okay. All in good fun, just releasing a nice, good old replica track here. I'm gonna try to get that rhythm section that's been biting me in the booty here in a second. I almost went down right there. What else can I mention? Well, I'm running our off-season stuff, SYS off-season stuff, which has not been released yet. It should be released on the forums either early next week or right before Hangtown or something like that. It's pretty much done. The only thing that we're deciding at this point is whether Jeremy and I will be racing the 250 class, and whoever races the 250 class will then stream the 450 class outdoors, and vice versa. We were going to do that in Supercross, but we couldn't do it because the license system restricted any of us from racing, because we technically pointed out of Supercross, all of us on the SYS team. So now that the license system is gone with this pay for play thing, and I just totally screwed that rhythm section up again. But now that the license system is gone, we're going to try to race, split the stream up again so that we can both race. And that should be fun, but it might not work out, and that's fine. I'm okay with just continuing to stream by myself. But I'd like to get a few races in if I can and when I can. So we'll get that figured out, and then we'll get the pack released, which will have, again, public bikes and public gear and everything like that. But we will also be doing the giveaways again. That should actually be happening at Glen Helen, which will be round 2. We'll give our first set of team stuff away. We were supposed to do that in Supercross again, but got kind of sidetracked. We'll get back doing that. Pretty much everything took a back burn to my finishing college, and then Jeremy to his getting his personal trainer's license. And so we've been so busy with that and caught up with other stuff that the content itself hasn't been immense on the channel lately, but we should be able to kick it back into gear a little bit more coming up, as I've stated numerous times before. But just like to reiterate for those of you that are just watching this video for the first time in a long time or what have you, know that we're not just doing sim, we're not just doing moto, we're doing lots of other stuff. Just sim heavy right now because it's what we know best and it's easiest to make videos in this for us. But yeah, I'd be pretty pumped to be able to race outdoors again. I always love racing outdoors. My favorite series in the game for sure. And I don't like Supercross at all. I've never been good at it. Only got one top 5 in my life in Supercross and sim. So love it when it goes outdoors. I've been able to win a moto outdoors and podium. So a little bit more inclined to enjoy the racing that goes on in the outdoor settings as opposed to the Supercross. And I'm looking forward to streaming it, either if I get to race it or not, because the championships are going to be pretty good. A little disappointed in some of the guys that are dropping down to race 250 that really are 450 guys or should be 450 guys. But what are you going to do? They did this pay-for-play thing now, so that did away with the licenses, and now anybody can race any class, which again I think is kind of lame, but can only stop people for so long from doing stupid things. I'm gonna burn out one more lap after this one here, get it to about a 15-ish minute video. A little short on the short side for this one, but hey, that's okay. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. I'm gonna try to burn out a little bit faster lap this time and not go down right off the bat. Just a little double back onto this kind of looping long start straight, which is exactly accurate to how it was before, and then it had these 4 rollers from what I remember it. A left-hand U-turn, and then this guy, and then it swooped back to the right immediately, right here in this corner. And I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, this was 2 tables, but on this version of the track, he's got this table and then a 5 set of jumps on the way out, where you can kind of quad single. You probably actually 5 it, but I don't remember that. And then this is kind of different from what I remember, but again, 5 years ago, it's gonna definitely be a different track from what I remember. In general, though, the layout is actually very similar, but I think it's just because they're kind of restricted to that. Like, from what I remember about the track, there's a fence line right around it, and there was also not much room to work with, so looks like they're using it to the max capacity on this version of it, that's for sure. Let's see if I can get under that dreaded 221, which I've been stuck on. O.J. Simpson. Very interesting line that I'm taking there, coming out of the inside and popping over that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Thought I was getting a little bit more out of shape than I ended up getting. I still haven't cleared that jump. And then I always go too far on this one, so check up a little bit more. There we go. Then we'll go outside, bank off of this guy. I think it's just double through here, so I'm just gonna double again, and double off the top, so we should get a pretty good idea of what a good lap is on this track, since I've made it most of the way through, and then I almost yard sailed then. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Track Walk, and I did just crash. You've got to be licking my nipples with that one. Okay, so unfortunately I'm not going to get a perfect timed lap to gauge it off, but thanks for watching this episode of Track Walk anyway. You can always download the track in the description. It'll always be there for you to play. And yeah, oh man, I still ran my best lap even though I had a fall off, so knocked 10 or so seconds off, do like a 2:10. But thanks for watching episode 78 of Track Walk and MX Simulator on the Antelope Valley Motoplex, the high desert of Southern California. If you like this video, like it. If you like this video and you want to do a little bit more, you can also subscribe to our channel. And hit us up with any comments or questions that you may have, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching Track Walk episode 78. We'll catch you guys next time.